I prepared a little bit of like mini games, or I call them mini games, although it's just like
Yay!
a little bit of like trying to get your perspective on the cultural life of New Zealand and what you experience, what not, like what do you know, a little bit of slang also. So the first game that I wanted to play, it was like, I call it culture shock or no. Basically, I will read a statement of stereotypes, majority of them probably,
Yeah, yeah.
that are from the island, and if it's really give you a cultural shock, or you didn't experience it at all, or it wasn't a big deal for you.
Yeah.
The first one that I have, it's people walking barefoot in supermarkets.
I have to say I found it weird. It wasn't a massive shock, but I'm just so not used to walking barefoot back at home. And you would think it's just a certain type of people that would do it, but no, it's really a Kiwi way of living. And I have a good friend who is a great person, and he just really prefers it to walk barefoot, and he would go barefoot in the supermarket. So I found it weird because I wouldn't do it. And I just always, you get it so into your mind that it's dirty and you never know what you step into. So I'm just not really used to that. And also, I have to say, my skin on my feet are just also not used to. So I'm like a little wuss when it comes to walking barefoot. If there's a stone or something pokey, I would be like, oh my God, it hurts. So I think they are more used to it, so it doesn't hurt as much. But that was interesting. I wouldn't say I was shocked, but I was more like wondering, why would you want that?
Makes sense. The second one that I have, it's strangers smiling and talking to you in public spaces.
I have to say that's absolutely up my alley. I love that. And my friends always say I got kicked out of Germany because I was too friendly. And I wouldn't mind that. But I have to say, not everyone, like there are strangers and strangers here as well. There are some random ones, or if certain personas that might have taken some drugs or whatever start talking to you, you try to be alert and just careful. So you naturally walk a bit away from it. But if it's just randomly in the supermarket or whatever, like I love people being friendly. So I'm not necessarily finding it awkward. And because I grew up in a small town and then we moved to a small village next to the small town, that's just kind of what I feel most comfortable with, because I walk around and smile and would say hi to people if they say hi. So that whole village vibe is actually really nice for me. So no culture shock at all.
Nice. Workplaces where people leave at 4 p.m. and really mean it. Like at 4 p.m. everyone goes out.
It's so funny because, well, my current job is 4:30, so 8 to 4:30, but most of the time, touch wood, most of the time we finish on time and everyone is just out. But I also have been at a workplace where I did a lot of overtime, and I was in a position where I felt really responsible for the team because I was a team leader. So for me, I just wanted to make sure that everything is sorted for the next day, that I'm available for everyone who had different hours. And, and I feel like all the people in that company were working really, really hard. Yes, you had the people who finished on time and left, which was great, but not every place is like that. So I have experienced both. And I mean, it's great if people take work life balance so serious and actually have a more balanced life and feel like more healthy and happy, then why not, right? So,
I don't know if this is true or not, but drinking from the tap without even having second thoughts. Tap water.
yes, yes. Which funny that you say that because it's so normal for me now that I don't even think of it at all. Like you said, not a second thought whatsoever. Um, but you're right. Usually, when I come from Germany and I travel to another country, we never drink tap water. And when my friends came just a year ago to visit me over Easter, they were like, "Oh, we don't really like the tap water. It tastes like chloride and stuff." I can't taste it anymore. So,
You get used to it. I mean, it's not so
yeah,
much of a different probably from Germany because I lived there also, was also drinking tap
yeah,
water in Germany, but it's different. It's a difficult thing to do in a new country, no? Like, I don't know, you don't go
yeah,
to Mexico and start drinking from the tap like
yeah.
out of.
No way. But also, even in Germany, I wasn't drinking tap water. I was buying water off the bottle, you know?
Mm,
So it's just now I feel like it's weird to go back home and buy water in a bottle. I'm like, why? If you can drink it from the tap, it's right there, it's free, you know?
mm.
So, but of course, you should make sure that it's like filtered and all of that.
Yes, that would be ideal. And the last one that I have for this one, it's a little bit funny, but seeing more sheep than people during road trips.
Yeah, yeah. Especially on the South Island, definitely. You drive sometimes and you don't see a human at all, but a lot of sheep and a lot of cows. Yeah, a lot. That's New Zealand for you. Yeah. And it's, I don't know if if it ever was a culture shock. I don't think so. I think I really enjoyed that countryside feeling because it reminded me a bit on home as well, I think. Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Then I would say we jump to the second one that I prepared, and I call it German Lab versus Expat Job. And basically, I would describe a situation, and you can tell me if it's more typical for a German lab or for any of the expat jobs that you have ever abroad, or if you think that it doesn't fit neither one
Yeah.
or the other.
Cool.
Um, you show up exactly on time, and everyone is already there for 10 minutes before you.
Huh. Wouldn't happen in New Zealand. No, they are not. They are really chill with their time, I would say. So for me, I still am on German time. So if I am on time, that means I'm 10 minutes early. So I don't think most people would be there before me. In Germany, it's because it was normal for me to show up 10 minutes early at least. I think I would be there with most people at the same time. But yeah, New Zealand, yeah, no. You
Not a
wouldn't
rhythm.
necessarily have no no one shows up before you.
I mean, funny enough, I have a German girlfriend, and she says that I'm the German when it comes to time wise because I'm also that person that arrives 10 minutes early to everywhere. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I do enjoy that, yeah.
me too. Second one, a full group meeting ends in a beach swim.
Oh, sorry, what was that? I didn't quite catch it.
A meeting of a group at work might end going to the beach.
Oh, will definitely not happen back in Germany. It hasn't happened yet in New Zealand, but I can see, not necessarily in my job, I would say.
Hmm.
Not in my job. But in other jobs here in New Zealand, I could totally imagine it's, or maybe even having that meeting at the beach, being like, you know what, today we go out. I definitely had meetings outside just or to walk around. We at one point started scheduling meetings outside and walk around while talking just to get a little bit of movement and fresh air. So definitely see that in New Zealand. Yeah,
Nice. The workplace lets you call your boss for the first name from day one.
definitely New Zealand. Always 100%.
Yeah, cool.
Everyone is always with your first name. I've never come across anyone who introduced themselves with their surname ever, while it's really common back home. But my first job back home, most people also introduced themselves with the first name. But it's not as common, I would say. Definitely in New Zealand, it's a thing everywhere. Yeah.
Nice. I mean, I feel like here in Mediterranean countries, at least, like people tends to always go by first name. When I
Yeah.
work in Germany, I find it now majority of people always presented by first name, but those one who had titles. This title obsession of Germany, it's
Oh,
incredible. Like
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
doctor, whatever, like
Yeah.
Frau Doctor, and it's what?
Yeah, I think that's true because I took it with me. Not that I ever had a title, but I remember at my job, I really wanted to grow into a new position. And I remember this obsession about, but I need this title. Like, I need to, have something for my CV. I need to have this
Mm,
name on it for my own country. If I ever go back, they need to see that name on it. And they were like, but why do you need that name? But I was like, it's just really that obsession with like title
mm.
and position names and whatever. Yeah.
Nice. The next one it's efficiency. It means getting the job done, even if the method is chaotic.
um, yeah. So I feel like everyone, specifically in a lab, everyone is trying to work based off SOPs. So procedures that can't be changed because this is written exactly the same way. You have standards, you have auditors coming to check if you're exactly following the process. There's not much space to be like, oh, whatever, I just come to a conclusion or to the result somehow. So I feel like in most labs that I have been working, it is very important to not just be like that. But I have to say, it depends on what department you are. If you're in a research department and you don't have to follow those processes yet because you establish them or you validate a new method, you have some more flexibility. And I have seen a few people who are like, oh, I don't necessarily need to do all of this and I might just jump to that. So it happened here, but I'm pretty sure it happened back home as well. Like especially in those places where it's just R&D and they just try to get to something or get a result or try something new. But otherwise, labs are pretty good with procedures and they are really strict. But in general, I think Germany is more efficient in a lot of aspects. But that really depends on the job and the career and yeah, all of that.
Cool. So yeah, I will jump to the last game that I have for today, which I'm very looking forward. I call it Guess the Slang. So we will go a little bit into Kiwi, which is
Yeah.
funny at the same time because I don't know if I will pronounce things as properly or not. But I got some words. I researched some words of Kiwi slang, so I would like to see if you know them, how many of them you know, and if I missed something that you
Mm.
find interesting, I would like to add any slang that you know at the end. So the first one that I have is chili bean.
Chili bin. For like the box that you use for drinks and cold ice and stuff. Is that what it is?
Yeah, the cooler
Yeah,
box, no, like the
yeah, yeah.
typical
A
blue
cooler
one
box.
with the white things on
Yes, to
the.
carry around at the beach. Yeah, I'm used to it now. Yeah, if people say chili bin, at least now I know what they're talking about. But yeah, before I don't know. But I also don't know how I would have called it a cooling box or like, I'm not sure. But yeah, it will be used here for sure.
Nice. Talks.
Holy, yes, tox. I had no idea what it was. No idea. It sounds a little bit like something in the kitchen. I felt like something like a tool, but it's swimwear, right? Swimsuits
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, which I did not get because I felt like, why can you not just say swimwear? Which they sometimes do, but everyone says togs. And I'm like, it took me a while to get used to that word. I'm still not using it though, ever.
Third one that I have, it's sweet ass.
Sweet ass, yes. So a lot of people talk about it because it's this funny one. Because if you don't know how it's written or spelled, you
Yeah,
can
sounds bad.
sometimes think, yeah, it's like sweet ass. Hi. But a friend warned me because she came to New Zealand before me and she told me that that's really common. But also, it's like, yeah, used for everything, just literally. And I'm saying it now. Sometimes you even only say sweet.
Hmm.
If someone says, oh, yep, thanks for getting this done, or can you please do this? You just say, yep, sweet, or sweet as. And it's more like I was waiting for something else to come because you know how you have this comparison. S- as sweet as something else.
Mm.
And I was like, but what does it mean? Why do you use it? But no one can explain it to you why. They just know this is what's said. So it's a thing, but no one can really explain why.
Wob wobs.
And funny enough, wop wops. And then my American friend told me it's the same like saying out in the boonies. And I was like, what does that even mean? So out in the wop wops is pretty much just really countryside, far away. We have completely different sayings for that in German as well. Uh, but it's pretty much just a place that is far away from everything, really, out
Middle of
nowhere.
nowhere. Yeah.
Exactly.
What about chur?
Sure. I'm not using it because I just don't really know how. They say it also in random moments, like "Sure, bro," "What's up, bro?" "Sure." It's like, okay, cool, yes, thanks, just whatever. They use it for everything, a little bit like sweet ass. And I'm just feeling awkward because it feels like, all these cool dudes are using it. And I'm like, it's not really me. So I'm just leaving it. So I'm not
It's
saying it, but I know it's
it's more
there.
a bro slang. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, I feel so. Yeah, I feel so.
What about dairy?
A dairy. Yeah, what would you have thought what it is when you wouldn't do your research?
That's the thing. Like, for me, it would be like it goes closer to having a diary where you write things down. But
Yeah, the dairy is pretty much just the shop around the corner, which is everywhere in every corner. And I think in German we would say Tante Emma Laden, which is like, this little store that's run
Mm,
by that old nice lady and you buy your little sweets and this kind of stuff. So that's what it is. You get like convenience things like milk or cigarettes if you're a smoker, or like little things when a supermarket is too far away and it's just around the corner, pretty much.
so the kiosk without having all the walls full of beers.
Kiosk. Exactly. And less newspaper.
What about hips?
Oh, right. I use it heaps. I use it a lot, and that's pretty much what it means. Something that's just a lot, and I didn't know before. So when I first heard it, I wasn't sure how to use it. But, as soon as people around you use those words, you just implement it in your own vocabulary, and now it's just such a big part of mine. So, yeah, I use it heaps.
Nice. Have two more. The first one it's LNP.
Yeah, it's a weird thing here. Like, I'm not sure if you have the same feeling, but back home, I feel like Fanta was a really big thing, like Fanta
Mm-hmm.
Orange.
Yeah.
That was something I would have been drinking. Here, it's a lot of Coke, but also LMP. And LMP seems to be the fizzy drink number one. For whatever reason, I don't understand it. They even have, I think in Peru, if I'm not wrong,
Mm-hmm.
a big LMP bottle as a statue or something. So I think maybe that's where the production side is or something. But yeah,
LMP
it
means
seems,
lemon and pero. So
yeah. So yeah, they love
good.
it. It's their childhood drink, I guess.
Come on, when I arrived to Germany, the whole Fritz Cola and the Club Mate,
True.
it's something that we don't have anywhere else. So you also have these kind of things. It's just that you had it
Right.
from childhood and then.
That is so true. See, I didn't even notice. I thought it's around in other places too, but good that you say that because, yep, I'm well aware of Fritz Cola and Club Mate.
Club Mate, yeah, yeah. The last one that I have, it's tramping.
Is it just like going outdoors and camping type of
Yeah,
thing? Yeah.
hiking, yeah.
Yeah, hiking, tramping, being outdoors. Yeah, that's really common. I'm not really using it much. But yeah, hiking and being outdoors is such a culture here in New Zealand. So yeah.
Cool. I will leave the floor to you if you have any other one that come up to your mind, if you have any addition to the Kiwi slang.
One thing that is really, really common, and I do it here a lot too, and I haven't seen it in any other place yet. It's like at the end of the sentence, they always say A. So it's good, eh? Oh, what are you up to? Oh, yeah, fine. Yeah, that's right, eh? Or are you doing all right? Is it good, eh? It's good, eh? Like it's a little bit like this, right? Or like this
Mm.
asking for confirmation or like a reaction. It's like, eh? And just everyone does it automatically. So you kind of pick it up and you just can't help it. And it's just, yeah, all of a sudden there.